At Berlin's Brandenburg Gate, a makeshift memorial is drawing residents who have come to pay tribute to the victims of Saturday's attack near the city's annual Pride event. As the city copes with the aftermath, some have expressed frustration that authorities failed to prevent the tragedy. The suspect, Abdul Balut, who killed one woman and injured 29 others as he plowed a van through a crowd before slashing away at people with a machete, was already known to authorities.
Ich denke schon, ein bisschen schon, ja, dass der Staat nicht richtig reagiert hat, weil die haben es ja schon mit einem Verbrecher zu tun gehabt. Ja? Und die hätten schon eher eingreifen müssen.
Prosecutors said the suspect had previous convictions for causing bodily harm, extortion, and robbery, and had attempted to join the IS group in Syria. Politicians across the political spectrum were quick to denounce the attack and call for tougher measures against extremists. At the same time, members of Berlin's LGBTQ community have warned against allowing the far right to exploit the tragedy.
Einfach, dass die Ängste und Sorgen ernst genommen werden. Also es wird seit Jahren, wird die Queer Community, aber auch Flinterpersonen immer nur genutzt, wenn man Hass schüren kann gegen Ausländer oder Migranten oder den Islam oder sonst was. Und dass man auch zuhört, wenn wir nicht gerade im Fokus sind aufgrund so eines Anschlags, sondern auch, wenn wir einfach so laut sind und so unseren Mund aufmachen.
Saturday's attack marked the first time Berlin's LGBTQ community has been targeted in such a way in a city long known for its openness.
More than 320,000 people have been forced to flee their homes across France and Spain as a series of wildfires continue to wreak havoc across parts of southern Europe. In southwestern France, a fire is currently still raging in the Gironde area near Bordeaux, with flames as close as 15 kilometers from the major city. Evacuees are being housed in makeshift shelters and exhibition centers and sport halls across the region. Thousands of firefighters are still working to contain the blaze. And in Spain, some of the fires near Madrid were slowly contained. Some evacuees who had fled reportedly were allowed to return home on Monday. But in the coastal region of Valencia, however, some 15,000 people were evacuated as a new fire broke out. A man was killed in Manises, marking Spain's first recorded death in the latest fires. According to weather forecasts, temperatures are expected to rise dramatically in most of the affected regions over the next few days. Scientists warn that drought combined with heat waves, which are both intensified by human-caused climate change, are creating the conditions for fires to spread rapidly.
New clashes between police and protesters who oppose the ambitious tourism project of Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner in Albania broke out in Tirana. For the 57th day in a row, protesters gathered in the Albanian capital to express their opposition to what they call an environmental crime. They threw eggs and tomatoes at police officers, who in turn made arrests.
People are tired of the current corrupt system in Albania, and they want change. People have seen how things have gone for us, not just because of strategic investments, but also because of everyday life in Albania. All these people here, they're not ignorant. They know what's actually happening in Albania, and they're tired of corruption. It's that simple. Rule of law in Albania. That's all we want.
The protesters accuse the government of selling off the country's wealth and of being mired in scandals. At the same time, they accuse the government of attempting to control the judiciary and of creating a legal framework that serves the personal interest of government officials. The Albanian government maintains that the tourism plan aims to revitalize the wider region, attract high-end tourism, and contribute to the country's bid for EU membership.
More than 50 military industrial entities and actors involved in the production of Russia's long-range drones have been targeted in the 21st package of sanctions against Russia. It includes over 30 designations targeting the manufacturing and supply network of the long-range Garpia drones, as Ukraine has faced immense pressure from long-range attack drones, a senior EU official said. Companies producing warheads, rocket boosters, catapults, and other parts necessary for the deployment of the long-range weapons are included. The sanctions package also targets Russia's rival to the Starlink satellite system, known as the Razvet, the low Earth orbit satellite system Razvet, produced by Russian aerospace company Bureau 1440, aims to provide Russians with high-speed internet access. 16 of these satellites were first launched into orbit in March 2026, with the aim to have 250 in orbit in 2027 and 900 by 2035. This measure could weaken Russia's battlefield abilities, as Moscow's access loss to Starlink in February has had serious implications on its battlefield performance.
A man suspected of attacking and wounding 3 women with 2 kitchen knives on Monday morning in Paris was arrested by an off-duty police officer, authorities said. The horrific incident took place in the northwest of the city. The 3 victims, aged 19, 24 and 36, are in hospital, and one of them is reportedly pregnant. According to the Interior Ministry, 2 of the women are in critical condition.
L'auteur a été interpellé par un policier hors service de la préfecture de police. Encore une fois, évidemment, je lui rends hommage, c'est un acte courageux. Il n'a donné qu'une identité déclarative. Nous n'avons pas de document à l'appui de cette identité déclarative. Et donc, il faudra rester très prudent sur les mobiles de cet acte extrêmement violent, évidemment, que je condamne fermement. Et l'individu, nous dit-on, tient des propos incohérents.
Interior Minister Laurent Nunez said that the attacker made incoherent statements and reportedly claimed to have been sent by God to kill women. The police initially suspected a terrorist attack, but are now leaning towards the theory that this was an assault carried out by a mentally unstable individual.
Ukraine fired hundreds of drones towards Russia on Monday, targeting export and energy facilities as it continues its campaign to put pressure on Russia's war capabilities. President Volodymyr Zelensky said his forces had struck an export terminal in the western Rostov region, as well as oil facilities in the Yaroslavl and Udmurtia regions far from the front line. Russian officials said 5 people were killed in the strikes on Rostov, including a child. Ukraine has escalated its retaliatory strikes on Russia in recent months, which it says aim to weaken Moscow's war machine and to force the Kremlin to negotiate an end to the fighting. Meanwhile, Russian strikes on Ukraine killed at least 9 people over the past day, regional authorities reported. This includes 2 people who were killed in the Zaporizhzhia region as Russian forces attacked 45 settlements near the front line. Last month was the deadliest for civilians in Ukraine since April 2022, as Moscow ramped up its long-range strikes on towns and cities across Ukraine, according to the United Nations.
3 people were killed and 4 others injured in a shooting on Sunday evening at a food festival in Seattle, Washington. Gunfire broke out around 6 p.m. local time at the Seattle Center during the annual Bite of Seattle event. 2 victims died at the scene and a 3rd died in hospital, while 4 remaining patients, including a child, are in stable condition.
I'm one of the vendors inside, and we suddenly heard some firecrackers, what I thought were firecrackers, and people started yelling, shooter, shooter, and there was like a stampede of people just running.
I was about to grab me a boba from the boba stand. I heard about, I'd say, close to 12. Sounded a little bit like firecrackers at first. It kept, took like, I'd say, a half a second pause, and I heard a lot more. I realized it was semi-automatic. Probably it sounded like a switch.
According to police, the violence stemmed from 2 individuals shooting at each other. Officers recovered 2 weapons and arrested 1 suspect at the scene, while a search remains underway for a 2nd suspect. As panic swept through the crowd, emergency services mobilized rapidly, evacuating thousands of attendees and securing the area.
Giving us that information.
The share price of pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca rose in European trading on Monday after the company reconfirmed its full-year outlook following second quarter results that beat analyst expectations. Net profit climbed more than 2% to 2.2 billion euros in 3 months to the end of June, compared with the same period last year, driven by continued strong growth in sales of its cancer and rare disease medicines. Alongside its blockbuster medicines, AstraZeneca is investing in treatment for obesity. Results released in June showed that patients taking the highest dose of AstraZeneca's experimental weight loss pill, elegoglipron, lost an average of 10.5% of their body weight after 26 weeks, with weight loss reaching 11.8% after 36 weeks. If confirmed in further trials, the treatment could mark AstraZeneca's entry into the highly lucrative weight loss drug market, currently dominated by Denmark's Novo Nordisk and US-based Eli Lilly. A flash flood caused by heavy rain struck a tourist site in northwestern China on Sunday, killing 10 people and injuring 23, according to reports on state-run broadcasters. A mountain torrent triggered by short-term heavy rainfall trapped some campers at the location in Gansu province, state broadcaster CCTV said. An earlier report by CCTV identified the location of the flash flood as the Shuangximen Scenic Area in the rugged, mountainous stretches of southern Gansu, roughly 1,200 kilometers southwest of the capital, Beijing. Shuangximen is known for its natural stone arches, alpine meadows and mountain streams. It is a popular summer camping spot. The injured have been sent to the hospital for treatment and another 174 people have been rescued, CCTV said, citing local officials.